87, Mrs. Tafari.
Yes, it's me.
Hi Tafari, I'm Immigration Officer Eric. And I'll be conducting your interview today. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing well too. Thank you. Can you follow me to the room?
Yes, officer.
Please come in and remain standing. You can place your belongings next to the chair.
Thank you.
Before we start the interview, I'm going to place you under oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please take a seat.
Thank you.
Can I have your appointment notice, your green card, and state-issued ID such as a driver's license and your passport?
Sure, here you go.
Do you have any questions before we start the interview?
No, I don't.
Why do you want to be an American citizen?
I want to vote and travel without restrictions.
All right. Now I will review your application form to make sure everything is correct. When did you become a lawful permanent resident? How did you get your green card?
Through my family.
Who sponsored you to live in the U.S.?
My daughter sponsored me.
Do you live with your daughter now?
Yes, I live with my daughter.
What is your current legal name? You don't have a middle name?
Yes, I don't have a middle name.
What is your first name? How do you spell your last name? Have you used any other name since you got your green card?
No, I haven't used any other name.
What's your name on your green card? Some people want to change their name when they become U.S. citizen. So would you like to change your current name?
No, I don't want to change my name.
Okay. What is your date of birth? What is your country of birth? You are currently a citizen of the Dominican, correct?
Yes, officer.
What is the best phone number to reach you at? Can you confirm your social security number? Your current address is...
Yes, it's correct.
How long have you lived here?
I've lived at this address for years.
Do you remember when you moved to the current address?
Let me remember. I moved to the current address on...
Whom do you live with at this address?
I live with my and my daughter's family.
Where did you live before?
One...
Did you also live with your daughter's family at this address?
Yes, we live together.
Have you lived at any other addresses in the last 5 years? All right. Have you ever traveled outside the U.S. in the last 5 years?
I took 3 trips outside the United States in the last 5 years.
Have any of your trips outside the United States been longer than 6 months?
No, officer.
Can you tell me about your first trip?
I went to the Canada on the first trip.
When did you leave the United States the first trip?
I left the United States on...
You returned to the U.S. on...
Yes, officer.
The second trip you also went to the Dominican Republic, correct?
Yes, correct.
You were away 26 days on this trip, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you remember when you returned from this trip?
Yes, I returned on...
Please tell me your last trip.
I took the last trip on February after I applied for U.S. citizenship.
Where did you go on this trip?
I went to the Dominican Republic.
How long were you gone?
14 days.
What is the purpose of your trip?
I went on vacation. Besides, I visited my brothers, my sisters, and other relatives there.
Did you return on February 18, 2024?
Yes, officer.
Do you plan to live in the U.S. permanently?
Yes, I plan to live here permanently.
All right. Do you work now?
No, I'm not working now. I'm retired.
What age did you retire?
I retired at age 62.
Have you ever worked in the last 5 years? Have you worked anywhere else in the last 5 years?
No, that's it.
All right. How many times have you been married?
I've been married one time.
When did you get married?
I got married on.
What is your husband's name?
My husband's name is Yon Melo.
What's your spouse's date of birth? How many times has your spouse been married?
He has been married one time.
Is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Is your spouse still working?
No, he is retired.
All right. How many children do you have?
I have 2 children. I have a daughter and a son.
Great. Please tell me what your children's names are.
My daughter's name is.
What are your children's dates of birth?
My daughter's date of birth is.
Can I have their birth certificates?
Sure.
Do you and your spouse have any adopted children?
No, we don't have any adopted children.
What does your daughter do for a living?
She currently works at.
Are all your children U.S. citizens?
Yes, officer.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask you some more questions about your background and your criminal history. Please make sure you understand, and if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
No.
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No, never.
Have you ever stopped another person from practicing his or her religion?
No.
Have you ever filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Were you ever involved in any way with killing or trying to kill someone?
No.
Were you ever a member of or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in vigilante unit?
No.
Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States?
No.
What is an immigration benefit?
Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No.
Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with any other totalitarian party?
No, never.
Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident?
No.
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading?
No, never.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution?
No.
Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
No, officer.
What does "to be convicted" mean?
To be found guilty of a crime under the law.
Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings, including administratively closed proceedings, currently pending against you?
No.
Were you ever a worker volunteer or a soldier in a prison or jail?
No.
What is prison or jail?
A place where prisoners are kept.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling?
No, never.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Yes.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
Do you know what oath of allegiance to the United States means?
A promise to be loyal to the United States.
Are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes.
All right. Now, please review the application on the tablet. And make sure if your information is correct. Then please sign the last page.
Everything is correct.
Great. I also need you to sign the Oath of Allegiance section. This is what you will swear when you take the Oath of Allegiance. If everything is good for you, your signature at the bottom. Congratulations. You passed the interview today.
Thank you, officer.
We will send you a notice for the oath ceremony within a month. You still have an important step that needs to be done to become a U.S. citizen. Make sure you attend the oath ceremony as scheduled. Do you have any questions at this point?
No, officer.
Let me walk you back to the customer service area.
Thank you again, officer. Goodbye.